about all we have for the day. If you will pick up the trash, we have lots probably ahead for the weekend. People need to get out, things like that. So I really thank you for that. Is this the part where I turn it over?
Yeah.
Does Jack need to leave? Hey, how old are you, Jack?
I will apologize for any sensitive ears because I have no idea what's about to transpire here. Okay, so I just want to say first of all that Russ got off easy. Yeah, you did. You got off easy. We're cutting stuff because he told me that he's going to be long-winded. And, you know, he normally is long-winded, so when he says he's going to be long-winded, my God, y'all, get sleeping bags and tents. We're going to be here a while. Okay, so anyway, she got off easy. We were going to do a little game, you know, a little egg on the forehead. But yeah, we don't have time to do that. So anyways, all the fun parts and stuff, we got to get on here so we can roast Brian good. So we've got several people who can roast him better than me, and we're going to get straight to that. First off, you know, I know that Brian, he's a great writer. We all know that. He's a great author. And very, very eloquent when he speaks. Almost kind of like, you know, our favorite Dr. Seuss. You know, remember when he did the Dr. Seuss book and rewrote it and everything? Yeah. But I was looking the other day, I'm not so good at it, but I was looking the other day trying to find something, you know, to speak of retirement and give you something to chew on. So I have something for you. This is the Cat in the Hat on retiring and aging. You ready? I cannot see. I cannot pee. I cannot chew. I cannot screw. Oh my God, what can I do? My memory shrinks. My hearing stinks. No sense of smell, and I look like hell. My mood is bad. Can you tell? My body's drooping. Have trouble pooping. The golden years have come at last. The golden years can kiss my posterior side. Okay. Okay.
We have a piano opening. Remember that recommendation? That made my mind up.
Does that mean we get to do the eggs now? Oh, man. Okay, so anyways, without further ado, our first roasty toasty person who come up, and I'm sure he's got all sorts of wonderful things. He is the mic trainer for Mr. Brian Suits, for Mr. Bossman here. Let's welcome Adam Martinez.
I was going to have my wrestling introduction in, but I've been out of shape since a while. So. You know, what do you say about a man that I've recently been involved in some interviews, and they're very formal. My first question, and those that were on the panel of 12 or so, before I even sat down, was simply this. So tell me about the Latin heartthrob. I'm in a coat and tie, which I'm very seldom in a coat and tie. I had no idea. I did a signing for a special needs kid from me wrestling years ago. I never knew that was going to come back and haunt me. I never knew that was going to be an interview question at any point. But then he tells me, hey, you know, I like wrestling too. And then I begin to think, we're actually going to be able to have a conversation. I didn't know it was the real wrestling that he was talking about. I didn't know his love and passion for it, but I found out real quick. As we're doing all these fundraisers and trying to get things going here, he said, the only thing I ask for, Adam, is that when I leave this place, the new gym be named the Brian Suits Wrestling Memorial Stadium. What I did tell him was, I planted some monkey grass right outside of it, but they mowed over it last week, so I mean, that's about as good as we did. There was, I don't know if it was a compliment or not, Some of you, I'm not going to name who you were, came to the office and had a meeting with Brian and myself to ask, do y'all like each other? Adam? Or Brian, you're really hard on Adam. You're really mean to Adam.
You set that up.
I did not set that up. But probably the punch in the gut that did me over came from one Russ Sutherland. You know how we are on Fridays, and the admin team who just had it, we kicked every kid out of school. There's no more room in the ISS. And we're sitting there on the couches, exhausted, can't even put sentences together. And Russ says this, and I don't know, as much as I love Russ, this still stings. He says, you know what? You and Brian are a lot alike. And I said, I don't understand what you're talking about. And then he realized that it's like we're back and forth all the time. He has something quick-witted, I have something quick-witted. And because that has been the norm for the last 4 years, half-witted, because that has been the norm for me, probably 2.5 years, I've already been in trouble with the new boss who's not even on campus yet. So this is your job, DMS staff, unless you want me up here next year telling me bye. Y'all gotta help me keep my mouth shut. I'm just telling you, I'm gonna be saying goodbye to me too. So please, I need your help. In all serious, Brian, we love you. Thank you so much for your leadership. I can't believe I used your word, sentence, and love together. But you've done a lot for us. You've taken some chances on all of us, non-deserving, some deserving. And you've impacted our lives, and thank you so much for that. No, you can't community coach in wrestling, but Jackson said he's going to give you an Alabama t-shirt. How about that? Thank you, Brian. Appreciate it.
Okay, so I get back again, and I did go easy on you because I seriously, highly considered bringing back the wrecking ball picture from a couple years ago. You guys remember the wrecking ball picture? Yeah, that thing was awesome. You should have seen him butt naked on the wrecking ball. But anyways. Okay. But anyways, I digress. Okay, so anyways, and it's not even showing up here. This is just a bummer. But anyways, I've got something for you here because occasionally, Brian, I know that you're going to have you're going to want to contact us about different things that are going on in your life, and you know, nowadays we talk in emojis and in code and stuff like that, right? So you got to know some of these codes so that when you need help, that you'll be able to get the help that you need. So, hold on, let me see what I got here. Let me see if I can actually get this stuff. Oh, there it is. Okay, here we go. This is the old fart codes, okay? And for those of you who are, you don't really know the text messaging code anyways, this would be for you too. So anyways, here we go. Here's a couple. And Brian, you need to know these, so take note. Okay, here's the first one. D-I-D-T. Did I do that? So, when you break wind in the grocery store, D-I-D-T. Oh! Okay, so next one. CFMT. Can't find my teeth. Yeah. Here's another one, and that kind of goes along with it. LMDO. Laughing my dentures out. TFMP. It's time for my pill. Yeah. It is right now, huh? Okay, here's a good one. Yes. FWBB. Here we go. Friends with beta blockers. Yes. There we go. Okay. Here we go. Next one up. This one's a weird one, but It's a good one. So here we go. It's C-U-A-T-S-C. See you at the senior center. Okay, I like this next one. This one is a popular one. WTF. Oh my. Wanting to fart. Which goes with the next one, GED. Get extra depends. Now, here's the thing. You can put these together to make complex ones, and that's like how we normally roll, you know, you gotta have more than one going at the same time. So you could do something like this. WTF, GED. Want to fart, get extra depends. Because, you know, you never know when you get to be a senior, when you're gonna have a blowout. Okay. I am middle school. What can I say? That's why I started teaching here. Okay, W-A-I-T-T. Who am I talking to? Oh, and I like this one. O-M-G. Oh my gas. Oh my. Okay. And, you know, you get a little hearing impaired as you get older, so this one's a good one. T-T-Y-L. Talk to you louder. And the next one, and I think you've actually had this one for years, and you know, CFMM. Can't find my marbles. Right there. But these are my favorites that are coming up here, and yeah, so anyways, here's the next one, CGIU. Can't get it up. Which is followed by NVS, need Viagra stat. And the good thing about this is you can put those two together. You can do CGIU, NVS, can't get it up, need Viagra stat. But anyways, I like all these. Are you remembering these? I'm going to send you a PowerPoint with all of this stuff on it. So that you'll have it for good. But for right now, GGLKI, gotta go. Laxative is kicking in. So, next up, John Patrick, come on up here.
What he just said?
Hey, John. You can. I hope you're okay. You can work.
Cheryl, I'm so sorry. I'm not as smart as Adam Martine. I can't even finish that. I'm not as smart as Adam Martinez. I have to read off my notes. Susan Ward came to me. I don't know if it's because she wanted to find the cousin Eddie of Dalton Middle School or just the biggest jackass of Dalton Middle School to come say nice things about you. I know there's a couple of kids here. I'm not worried about Bethany because she's been in Chris's and Mitch's class all year, so she's heard way worse than all of this. So before I get started, I just want to make a statement about them forcing you out. Leaving those tests on your desk unsecured should not be grounds for dismissal. Oh wait, sorry Russ.
Wrong guy. Wrong guy.
Got my Chad Robinson confused my notes. Sorry about it. Anyway, what can you say about a man who is admired, revered, and loved by everyone? I can start by saying that he's not the man that we're honoring today. 34 years, correct? 34 years. I didn't realize just how long Brian had been an educator until he was cleaning out his desk and we found a stagecoach ticket. Oh. Back in the early days, we used to try to pull practical jokes on Brian. He was impossible to prank more than once. His motto was, fool me once, strike one. Fool me twice, strike three. That's a joke from The Office. Watch The Office. Over the past year, Brian has been afraid that nobody, or very annoyingly I might add, that he's been afraid that nobody will remember him when he's gone. I can think of several ways he'll be remembered. Sitting at his desk, sitting in the cafeteria, sitting on the couch in the business office. I can also tell you, I've never heard Brian say a bad word about anybody. He doesn't know anybody. He's not the kind of man who takes work home with him. We do all the work. Speaking of that, Brian single-handedly brought back indentured servitude to this country. Look at Nancy, Missy, Adam, and Russ. Well, not Russ. Sorry, Russ. Good luck, Heather. Brian is good at everything he does. Unfortunately, he doesn't do anything. There's been several times that I personally have been called into Brian's office. That's been a trend today. There's been several times I've been called into his office for something that I did that may or may not have disparaged our school's name. Fortunately, I've always been able to hold on to those nude circus clown pictures that you do. You would not believe what he can do with balloon animals. Goodness. Crazy. How did you get them up? Never mind. By the way, that also explains why Blair still has a job here. Got those pictures. He was in 4 of them. I'm so fired. All right, seriously. The point of this roast is not simply to make fun of Brian, but to show our affection and appreciation for all of his hard work and effort over the years. And try as we might, we've been unable to find anyone who could actually attest to any hard work or effort on Brian's part. So if you know of any, please let us know now. I'll take it by your silence, but you're not aware of any. So let us not dwell on Brian's past. Let us look to his future. A future of not coming to work day in, day out. Staying at home, maybe fishing, reading, playing with his grandchild. Relaxing without any concern from one day to the next about work. I suppose if that is the definition, Brian has been retired for several years. We love you, brother.
Yeah, the first couple years that I worked at adult middle school, I thought to myself one day, it occurred to me because I thought that maybe if I put on like a really, really nice suit and I walked down the halls and the kids would be like, well, who are you? Well, I'm Mr. Suits. You see what I got going on here? And I always joked about that all the time, that I would go down the hall and call myself Mr. Suits. But I want to say in all honesty, how much I appreciate what you've done for this place and what you've done for all of us. I shared it in a note that is in his book that was put together. But I told him one thing. My second year of teaching was almost my last year of teaching. I was not happy where I was, and I was about to give up. I was about to quit. And an opportunity came up to be here at Dalton Middle School. And I had a meeting with Debbie and with Brian, and we sat down and we talked, and we were connected. And you took a chance on me. And I appreciate that. And it's changed my life. I'm here because of you taking a chance, and I appreciate that. You know, you said something yesterday at the graduation, and you were talking about this community, and you were talking about all of us needing community together. But the community starts at the head and it trickles down. And you, my friend, are the head. And we appreciate everything that you've done to get us to this point. Dalton Middle School is a great place, and that's because of you and your leadership. And we love you very much. Officer Smith.
You're going to say something nice, part of that community service?
No. Brian has a very long tradition in the military that when a leader finally retires, whether it be through age, be decrepit, forgetfulness, or whatever, they're given a flag of the United States. This flag flew over the school this year. Thank you.
Not yet. Not yet. I have to give credit where credit is due. Russ came to me at the beginning of the year and he said, I'd like to do this for Brian. And a year's gone by. And it fits. We love you.
Keep standing up, your butt's going to appreciate it. Make it a whole lot later. You know, the mean stuff was easier. Mean stuff was a whole lot easier. All right, confession time. I'm that kid who waited. He knew when the term